All right,
presenting.
perfect. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Kay Gibbons, and I'm the COSAL Product Marketing Manager. And Brian, if you would like to introduce yourself as well. Oh, Brian, are you? Oh, it doesn't look like Brian's quite on yet today. No big deal. So Brian, my colleague, may in fact join us today, but what we want to walk you through is publishing and managing your co-sell offers in the commercial marketplace. So there will be natural points in time when we stop to ask questions. When I'm presenting, I can't always necessarily see the chat window. So, please, if I'm not seeing the chat or your hand up, please do, in fact, speak up at those points.
Actually, Kate, if possible, when you start presenting, just to place the presentation in the presentation mode. Just an
Was
ask.
I not?
No, I can see all the slides.
Oh, okay. Let me just redo that.
Yeah.
And then just as a reminder, everyone, if you are not speaking or asking a question, if you could be on mute, because as you guys can see, there are many, many people on this call, and we want to make sure that everyone's questions are heard. And just let me know if you can see in presentation mode now.
You've got it now, Kate.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So what we want to make sure you guys take away today is we want you to understand how to fill out the co-sell tab within Commercial Marketplace. We want to make sure you understand how to get that offer into publication and going live via Commercial Marketplace. And then we want you to understand how to access resources and help. It's also really important to understand that this is a visual presentation of information that lives in docs.microsoft.com. The docs location is your always-on, resource that walks you through step by step and has greater detail for maybe some of those specific questions, especially about offer types as you get into commercial marketplace and publishing of those offers. So let's start with the basics, commercial marketplace. So commercial marketplace, if you guys have not been inside Partner Center, is one of the modules or the tiles within your experience. Depending on what your business model is with Microsoft, you may in fact see different tiles within Partner Center, but for the most part, this is probably most likely what you're seeing. So again, you click within Commercial Marketplace, and then this allows you to go in and start managing your offers. So it's organized, we hope, intuitively, which is you'll see an offer alias if you have an alias, or if you have an offer rather, the offer type, SAS, VM, Dynamics, etc. It'll live there. And then obviously of what the offer status is. So you might have things in draft here, or you might in fact have live offers. So how do you create a new offer? You simply click the new offer tile, and that will open up a drop-down menu of different things. Now, I'm not going to go deep here because depending on the offer type you are trying to create and publish, there are many different workflows, all of those which are documented within docs.microsoft.com, depending on the offer it is. But this is your basic flow, and it walks you through those different steps. Now, if you have an existing offer, this is how you would go to modify it. So one, you will click on the offer alias. So as we talked about before, there is an offer alias, the name of the offer that your company has identified. And then you select each tab, so field within the offer that you want to modify. Now, when we're talking about the co-sell tab, this is a slightly different experience than potentially if you had access into OCP GTM. This is a slightly different experience, so I want to spend a little bit of time here. So when you're looking to in the co-sell tab, what this is where you effectively would get your offer co-sell ready, which means it's discoverable to other partners as well as Microsoft sellers. So you click on the co-sell tab. And then you would simply fill out the information. So we ask you things like what product is it associated with? Is it an IP or a service offer? And then it will, in fact, ask you to drop down into solution areas. This helps with our identifying what type of offer it is, and it makes it much easier for us to find it in our seller catalog. Now you would upload the co-sell collateral. So this is the BOM requirements to get to co-sell ready. So you have to upload a customer one-pager, a customer ready slide deck, so a solution presentation. It also asks for an external reference URL. So that could be from your corporation or something like that, as well as it is important to understand that you need to upload the sales contacts for each geography that you want to sell this offer into. If you only enter, say, your German contacts, the offer will only be sellable within Germany, just to make sure that's clear. Then you would click here to preview and review this offer. So before you get to publish, we want to make sure that you guys feel you are sure that this is the information you want to put out there. So you review and then you publish it for each location.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah.
There's an ask in the chat to just speak a little bit slower as you're kind
Sure.
of going through this flow. So this might be a good moment to just make sure everyone's following so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kate, sorry, this is
Yeah.
Rob, and just to introduce myself, I look after the co-sell experience kind of after the point of publishing. For those of you who haven't been in previous sessions, so both how our sellers work with you and how you now, once you finally get into start working with the offers. If you could go back one more slide, Kate, I just want to make, or sorry, it is right here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so when we're talking about these contacts, and Kate made the right point around, please make sure that the contacts that you add here, you're covering all the geographies in which you want to sell these offers. Key point here is these contacts are not by default given what's called referral admin access, which basically gives those users the ability to cooperatively sell on those deals in the referrals module in Partner Center. So really key to make sure that some of your organizations, you may have different people that are contacts. Maybe you have a vendor team who is qualifying some of these deals and then passing them over to the people that actually are co-selling on them if you have a go-between. But key here is that if you have contacts that you want to be able to work on these referrals, and these will be the resources that receive email notifications of every referral that Microsoft sends to your organization, please make sure that either through your global admin or account admin, essentially the people who provide access to users in Partner Center, have given those contacts referral admin access so they can work on those deals. And I'll pause if questions on that.
Hi, I think this is Jennifer. My only question here is, and I did put in the chat, is what if we have global offerings and we have a global sales desk? Our offer is available in every geo. And I know we brought this up before. It's going to be very difficult to, is that something that is okay for us to say we only have one, but it's a global offer? One contact for that is.
Kate, do we go into the slides around how to identify a global contact?
We do not.
Okay.
We do not. Yeah.
But Jennifer, to answer your question, then yes, you absolutely can. And those users, you can provide access to all of the MPN IDs, all of the locations in which you do business, if you want to centralize that that process, for example.
Okay.
Any other questions at what we've covered at this point so far?
The only other advice I can give for that topic around the global offers is we've generally just checked off all the countries by the associated contacts. So that's the way. I think we have few offers that are published in like 32 plus countries. So we've kind of done it that way. But if there's an alternative, if you guys could share that with us just to make the whole entire thing global, happy to follow that process. But the only workaround I found is just tagging as many countries as you can.
That would be the workaround that I would do today. But we can certainly keep you updated on if there is an easier way that is we come up with in the future as a capability for that scenario.
Kate, yeah, actually, I'm adding the link to the docs pages, and if you look under the countries, if you have a contact that is working in more than one geo, you can use the code 000 to tag them for multiple countries, and that's in our docs documentation. I've just added the link to the chat.
But if I understand you, you're saying that every offer that's a global offer, you have to manually select all the countries. You can't, there's not a select all, there's not a global option. Is that correct?
That is correct. You do have to identify. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's painful. Okay. Especially when you have over 100 offering. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, but for the contacts, you can use the 3-letter code to show that that it covers more than one country. All right, I'll put the text in there, and this is listed in the docs documentation.
And maybe if Brian's here, he could comment. The doc says if the contact covers all countries or regions, we use the 3-letter code 000. So maybe Brian or someone on the marketplace team could confirm that that does essentially account for the global scenario.
Don't believe Brian's on with us.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, so there is the country contact code, but there is still a manual element of going through and identifying all of the countries. But again, great feedback that we can take back to see if there is a feature or a capability that we can turn on quickly to alleviate that sort of administrative level of tax.
Sorry, I have a question, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Carlo. If we want to add a solution assessment, if we build as a partner our own BA solution assessment, and we want to add it here, is this a right way to add it? I mean, in order for Microsoft sellers to know that we have such solution, such assessment exercise?
So what you would publish in commercial marketplace to then co-sell would be any supported offer type. So there are ongoing offer types that are being rolled out. So a solution assessment, I truly can't comment if that's a supported offer type at this point. I'd have to look into that and circle back with you, but this would be the journey point that you would start at to publish the offer that you would try to be getting quote unquote in front of a Microsoft seller.
Okay, so you will get back to me if solution assessment can be added here?
Take it back. That's not a specific offer type that I've heard, but we can definitely find out the answer for you and let you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So then we would go into the review aspect of before your offer would be published. So want to make sure here that you double check everything and make sure that the information that you've included is what you want to present out to both the customer as well as to the Microsoft seller. And then you would publish. There is a compare aspect too here if you are managing an existing offer, so you can see sort of the before and the after and what that looks like. And then you would simply go forward and you hit go live. There's 2 places within your interface to hit go live. And at that point, your offer would appear in the commercial marketplace and in our respective catalogs that it would syndicate out through. And last but not least, if you have any questions along this journey here, your publishing journey with inside Partner Center, you can access help right within the experience. So you can go by clicking on the question mark, you can go into Commercial Marketplace, and this pulls up some articles and information that is associated with your question based on some keyword searches. And if you cannot find your answer still, you are encouraged and welcome file a support ticket, and this goes into the proper support team that can help you help triage your to get you an answer to solve your problem.
Could you show how this looks in the CSP side? So if you've enabled the CSP feature and you've done the co-sell material?
Yeah, I mean, so in full disclosure, I don't work specifically with CSP, but from us, is your answer around the support or around publishing? Sorry.
No, I mean, how would this, if you're giving the co-sell material, you said it's available for the partners. So how would CSPs, see it?
How would the partners see the other offer?
Yeah, how would they discover your offer and this co-sell material?
Yeah, so if you opt your offer into the CSP channel, right, which is part of the publishing journey, then a partner, once they're in, once you are in the other module within referrals, if you are going through and trying to share or accepting things, a partner can pull in the offer. There is a drop-down menu of offers, and you can pull in those offers. Sorry, I don't have that visibility queued up here today. That's actually something that we've covered in another module, but effectively that is where the offer would get pulled in.
Sure. Is there a way to send a link to the other module so I could see how that works? Or if anyone can follow up with that? Yeah,
you can find it in the docs documentation, but also to Andra, that we reviewed that in the last one. If you could drop the link to the other session, that would be great.
Yeah, the docs doesn't have too much clarity on what that what that looks like for the CSP.
But to answer a support question, it would be the same workflow here if you had a question around CSP. And then last but not least, what we want you to take away today is, we want you to be able to actively manage your offers, publish in new and updated offers, and then ask for help or support if you need it. We've listed resources here on the right as well. But again, Docs is really going to be the always on how-to information that is going to be really helpful in here, as well as if you still are having challenges or issues, you can in fact file a support ticket. And with that, I will open it up for more questions. For some reason, I won't let
do you allow this question, please? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hi. A question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. When we want in Partner Center, when we want to add a deal registration, a new deal, the solutions that are shown in order to attach them to a deal are the ones that we lately published on Marketplace. But the old ones that are already existing, that are already co-sell ready, that are already in our catalog, they don't show here. So when adding a new deal in Partner Center, only the ones lately published in Commercial Marketplace are the ones that are shown under solution. How can we add to them the old published solutions that we had previously in our catalog?
So if I understand your scenario, you're inside the referrals module of Partner Center, and you're trying to register a deal that you've worked on with a Microsoft seller. Is that the scenario?
Okay. Instead of Sales Connect. So Partner Sales Connect is now migrated to Partner Center and under deal registration. So usually if in Partner Sales Connect you want to add a co-sell solution to a deal, you have a list of all your co-sell ready solutions, while here in Partner Center you have only shown the solution that were lately published in Marketplace of Partner Center only, not all the catalog, not all the co-sell ready solutions that we have as a company.
Yeah, so that should not be true. You should be able to pull through an offer that was published in OCP GTM that is co-sell ready. Rob, is this a bug that you know about, or okay?
So no, it's not a known bug.
Okay.
Just to clarify, I would say, Carla, if you don't mind, log a ticket using the little question mark at the top right corner of Partner Center and ask specifically if you're expecting a solution to show up in your list, it could be a variety of things. It could be either it's not within the top 25. I don't know how many solutions your organization has, but you may need to try searching it by name if it doesn't show up in the recently used solution list at the bottom of the referral creation page. Secondarily, it could be related to the fact, hopefully not, that if you have multiple accounts within our internal systems, maybe some of your solutions are associated with the account that has been activated into Partner Center to start co-selling, and some have not been yet activated into Partner Center, in which case a support ticket will help get to the bottom of that if it may be a PDM or another internal Microsoft resource needs to, quote, flip the switch for you for all accounts. That shouldn't be the case, but it is possible. So I would absolutely log a ticket. That is not by design. You should be able to, no matter where you have published your solutions, because some solutions, as you know, are still published in OCP GTM and not yet in the commercial marketplace publishing experience. And so no matter where you publish, you should be able to co-sell all of those offers within the Partner Center referrals module, right? So I would log a ticket to understand.
So Rob, just sorry, just to add, this is Jennifer. We had the exact same problem, and it was actually the latter that you said, Rob. It was we hadn't fully gotten migrated over, and once there was the quote unquote the switch, the flip, the switch was was flipped, we were fine. But it was actually the latter. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the most common scenario where you have multiple accounts, and not every time if you have either multiple PDMs or cloud enablement desk folks helping you build your practices or build your solutions with you and get them into the right Microsoft either public or internally facing storefronts. Those folks don't always talk to each other, so there may be some work that needs to happen on the back end. But regardless, start with the door of support, and they'll be able to direct you to the right place.
Okay, thank you.
And I believe the next hand up was Murat. Murat, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Murat, do you still have a question? Your hand is up. All right. Any other questions? I see that Offer has asked around how do you see if your solution is IP co-sell. I think the status you're looking for is the co-sell incentivized status, meaning the Microsoft seller is incented to sell that IP solution for Azure or Dynamics. Am I correctly understanding your question?
No, I'm looking to see in the website of maybe in the marketplace or other places if it's IP co-sell.
I guess I'm trying to understand what you mean by IP co-sell. Do you mean if your solution has met a certain status, or do you mean if your the deal that you've been registered has been accepted?
No, I'm looking about the seller in Microsoft or the account executive. If they are looking in our solution, if it's IP co-sell, how did they do that? How do they see if it's IP co-sell?
And right, so there's two sort of solution statuses that would be available for a Microsoft seller to see. So that would be co-sell ready, and that can be applicable to a service offer or an IP offer, or it can be applicable to an incentive eligible offer, which has additional criteria to meet. In the quickest way, it's $100,000 trailing 12 months. So those statuses are visible in the Microsoft seller catalog.
Mm-hmm. And I want to know, could you show us how we can put our solution as a wide solution? Because I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, so the way that you would do that is you would select all the countries with which you want to drop it down, and then drop in sort of the quick hack or the workaround of the 000 in the solution contacts.
Do you have a link to
There is not a but. Yeah, drop.
Actually,
sorry, May. Yeah.
Say, Mason confirmed while we were on the call that hack works for the solution as well. So right, Rob, that the triple
Correct.
zero on the solution will allow you to tag it as 0, so you don't have to, or
Yes.
allow you to tag it
Yes.
as global.
Going back on the conversation we were having earlier, per the documents, and we just confirmed internally, and unfortunately we didn't have the right SME on the call just yet to answer the question, but just to confirm, when you publish a solution and you have a single contact or a set of contacts that will be covering that solution globally, you simply enter the 3-digit code 000 as the document identifies, and that will identify that contact and hence that solution as available to be co-sold in any country around the world.
Thank you.
And Ofer, apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name. Just to answer your question around, okay, where do you see that information? Where do you see that your solution is eligible for the IP co-sell seller incentive?
When I'm going to the connect, I see our solution. I don't see if it's IP co-sell, and also the sellers also don't see it.
So the sellers,
that's not, yeah. So let me take that, Rob. So the interface that you as a partner see does not indicate co-sell ready or co-sell incentivized offer statuses today. That is a body of work that we are hoping will go through shortly so that you can tick and tie. The Microsoft seller does see that status, just to be super clear.
I do a Teams conversation with a few of my friends from Microsoft, and they don't.
So they would see the solution, that solution status is available and searchable within the seller catalog. So if they're not seeing it, that would be something they should definitely be able to see, and we can certainly circle that back to Travis on our team who works specifically with the sellers to make sure that that's clear to all of the sellers on how to find that piece of information and understand that.
Thank you.
And as you can imagine, we of course can't expose the MSX, right, our internal sales tool out externally to partners, but I did just drop a screenshot from in the chat window of some of the partners. Some of you on the phone here may be more familiar with the co-sell process than some of our sales teams. And in fact, within the MSX experience, I just shared a visual of what that looks like, how the seller can apply the right incentive eligibility from a Microsoft seller standpoint in our MSX system. And that's just right there within the partners tab in MSX. So it is there. It's just, I would recommend that you direct the sellers that are not aware of that to their local, either co-sell champ or what we call change lead on phone here.
We can make a demo now. If you're looking in the search upstairs and looking for day one and see what you see.
Also, I just wanted to follow back up on the solution assessment question, and that is, in fact, in the drop-down menu when you're going through the type that you're going. So it is supported today under solution type. Just to follow back up, there was a lady who asked. You're welcome. I just can't remember who asked the question.
Yeah, Carla. Thank you.
I saw a question in the chat asking where will a consulting solution in modern workplace space will be published, either in Azure Marketplace nor apps I can find these offerings.
Yeah, so great question around the two different, let's take that in a little two different parts there. One, what catalog, if you will, customer facing catalog will a solution go into, and then modern work. So in the publishing process and commercial marketplace, one of the nice things is that you as a partner don't have to quote unquote figure out which catalog it goes into. The catalogs have different audiences. So if you think of Azure Marketplace as you're building your Azure building blocks for the developer audience. In AppSource, that is more of the business user or line of business user. And so that, though, depending on what type of offer it is, it will go into that appropriate catalog based on the end user you're trying to reach. Specific to modern work, and then consulting services. So modern work is in fact supported today in that line of business aspect. So those offers can in fact be published in there. And then consulting services today, they are available in about 40 countries, 26 to 40, depending on the catalog that you're in. And those are going in November. That is expanding to the whole 140 geographies that are supported by commercial marketplace. So there's a couple if and or buts in that answer for you, but it's different components depending on where you are and what type of solution you have. Did that help at all, or was that just a complicated answer?
I think Matthias can confirm confirm that. Matthias, does this answer your question?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It was a little bit a complicated answer. Okay, but thank you very much.
Yeah, so if you are trying to, the quickest answer is probably if your solution is a consulting offer that is intended for a business user, that should be supported in AppSource momentarily if it's not in one of the geographies that's supported today. I don't know if that applies to you, but your solution.
But when I'm the AppSource marketplace, and I only can select the consulting services. When I push the button, then it's only the Microsoft 365 add-ins, and it's not a consulting service. It's an add-in. It's a piece of IP.
Right. So that IP. So are you trying to publish a consulting service, or is it
a consulting service for M365 area, more or less? For example, it's proof of concept or a workshop for SharePoint online migration or something like this.
Okay, that should be supported within AppSource, but what geography are you?
Germany.
Sure. So it should be. So I would file a support ticket to ask that, to get more clarity around that, because there might be a couple moving parts, and see when the availability of that is going to come, if it's not something that is already supported today. It should be, though, based on our conversation.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions? Murat, I see your hand is still up, but I think your question, if it's still your question, is how do we update our current offers, and can we change all the details of our current offers via Partner Center? If you have published your offer inside Commercial Marketplace and that's where it exists today, you can go, in fact, into Partner Center and you go into the Modify section and you can update the details. If you are talking about an offer that has been published via your PDM in OCP GTM, you and your PDM can, in fact, go in together, and your PDM can make changes on your current offers there. Once that offer is moved over to Commercial Marketplace, then you as the partner can go in and modify it there once that offer has been moved.
And I added the link to the deck that you presented, Kate, that's on the partner.microsoft.com in the co-sell gallery. So that can be referenced as well as this recording to view those steps that you walked through today.
Any other questions? could the partner request COSAL ready status by themselves if they created a solution and partner center? That is a great question. So just let me repeat that a little bit louder for people. So the question is, can a partner request COSAL ready by themselves if they've created the solution in Partner Center? And the answer is yes. That's one of the beautiful parts about moving your offers into the commercial marketplace, is that you have the ability to drive your solution publishing experience and therefore your co-selling direction that you want to go. So you no longer have to work through your PDM to update materials or to redefine your solutions or update them. You have the full capability and the freedom to go in and update those solutions to attain those certain statuses. And so the co-sell ready status, you would update the materials that we went over. So it's the customer one pager, the solution pitch deck, as well as the sales contacts per geography, and that would effectively get you to co-sell ready status.
So this, Kate, it's Gabrielle. So this means the partner does not have to send any requests. It's automatically done if they add all these materials and all the fields are entered.
Yeah. So if you complete those fields, then your offer is considered at co-sell ready status. That is correct.
Oh, great. Thank you.
But I will. Process isn't automatic. The materials have to be reviewed and then it will be approved. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the review just reviews to make sure that you have in fact updated and added the required materials. So we do check that you've actually added them, but there's not a review of like a quality review that you're going through and make sure that requirements are met. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But if something is missing, the partner gets a notice, or
you wouldn't get a notice because the fields are required, so it wouldn't actually send you through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, and then Jennifer, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah. Is there any way that you can walk us through or even talk us through what the process is for going co-sell prioritized for something? I know it's obviously based on geos, but it would be good to have a understanding of what the overall process is to have an offering go from co-sell ready to co-sell ready prioritized.
Yeah, so the offer statuses through the publishing experience are in market, co-sell ready, and then co-sell incentivized. So those are the partner statuses that you guys see when going through the publishing experience.
Yeah, but isn't there also on the other side, on a geo by geo basis, they can make something co-sell ready prioritized?
There's not a co-sell ready prioritized status. There is an internal mechanism that Microsoft sellers have to help them identify offers based on performance, but it is not. It is something that it is field led at the local area, but it's not something that can be affected through the publishing experience.
Yeah, I knew it was not affected by the publishing experience. I was more interested in the process in general. But that's okay. I can ask the local, the local PDMs and stuff.
Yeah, Jennifer, it's a local driven process.
Yeah, I understood that.
The solution.
Yeah, Jennifer, at a basic level, there's local committees that you submit the offer to, working with your PDM and with the marketing team, and there's various participants, and it's reviewed, and it goes through, as Kate said, a very local process. So but that at a high level, it goes through that committee review, and then they would decide if it's prioritized or not.
Okay,
Are there
thanks.
any other, yeah, are there any other questions?
I see 2 more questions, and we have minutes left in the call. So in addition to Gabby's post, what criteria must the partner satisfy? I believe that has been addressed previously, Kate.
I believe that we did, but if that was an unclear answer, please. Let us know if it wasn't.
Sabrina, let us know if you need more information on that. And then, is there a team responsible for the CSP piece of marketplace and connecting CSPs with transactable offerings?
There is, that's sort of a two-pronged answer. There's obviously a CSP team and there's a commercial marketplace team. So if we can, so the answer is yes, there is a team, but I don't know that answers probably the question you're trying to get to.
Could you, what was the first team you mentioned? And what's the point of context, for these teams? So, so as I tried mentioning earlier, I've got a transactable offering that's available for the CSPs. I'm trying to understand the journey of how the CSPs would discover it and what kind of marketing programs may exist to make more of it. Understanding that there are not so many transactable offerings and that are actually, enabled for all CSPs.
Yeah. Okay. So the best course of action I would take for that specific question is the CSP team obviously has information around how to enable and configure your offer, and then with that transactable offer type. So I would start with the CSP configuration process in the commercial marketplace. That's where I would send you first, but have you tried there?
Yeah, is there an alias or something, or is there like, this same questions here? I'm already enabled, so I've been
okay.
through
Great. So I think what I would do is I would file a support ticket to ask specific targeted questions like that if you're not finding the information on docs.microsoft.com and the other CSP information, because that's going to be a very specific question. That the simplest answer is that your transactable offer would be co-sold just like it would a non-transactable offer through the co-sell experience, but a transactable offer has other benefits via the marketplace.
Okay, so what was the alias for the CSP team?
There isn't an alias. Sorry. So I would, if the published documentation on docs.microsoft.com isn't answering your question, where you would find out a more specific answer would be through support.
Okay.
And then last but not least, and we are at time, around how, there's 2 questions. How long do you think approval process lasts for new offers? Depending on your publishing journey as you meet the requirements for commercial marketplace, that is really a sliding scale of however long it takes both you to update materials and as a partner, as well as to have them approved. So there isn't necessarily a universal answer there, but there is a sliding scale. And then when are consulting offers available in Nigeria? Let me validate that Nigeria is on the 140 geography list, and we can drop the answer to that in the window.
Thank you, Kate, so much for the answers and for the presentation. Looks like we're at time, so happy to wrap up this for you.
Perfect.
Thank you for your recording. Will be posted on the Microsoft Partner community tomorrow. Don't forget there will be another call at 4 p.m. Pacific time today. So with that, I will conclude this recording and the call, and talk to you and hope to see you next month for a new Ask Me Anything session. Thank you all.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.